Look at that, we're live. First time using this setup and we're live. Kind of an exciting thing right now. This is actually the first time that I've gone live from a desktop setup before, and especially with the new setup we've got going here. Kind of excited about it. Little curious if it's all working together, because we got the microphone over here, we got the webcam going on over there, we got the lighting over there, we got the computer right here, we got the second monitor over there. A lot of different things that can go wrong. So if you aren't able to hear me, or if it looks laggy or anything like that, by all means, please let me know in the chat so that I could try to figure out what is what. Also, it'd be cool to see who all's here right now. It's a little later in the evening than I usually do these things. It's East Coast, 10 o'clock, I think. It's after 10 o'clock. It's 10:10 on the East Coast. For those of you on the West Coast, I'm not a big math whiz, but I believe that makes it roughly 1 p.m. in the afternoon. Don't want to keep everyone up all night, so let me just kind of get into it. Hold on one second. Let me change the chat setting real quick. There we go. Now I see all the people in the chat. Looks like we've got Life with Aaron, Nola Deej, Rebel Red, Nola Deej again, Tampa J, Super Enthused, Melissa Winstead, Barry H. Let's see who else is here. Bob and Ashley, Melissa Winstead, Chris the Shriner Dog, Tampa J. What's up, guys? Thanks for coming by. Are you guys able to hear me okay? Bob and Ashley say yes, exactly 1 p.m. So that leads me to believe that yes, you can hear me. So let's jump into it. How's everybody doing tonight? I hope everybody is well. I believe I saw on Instagram earlier that Ashley from Bob and Ashley was at the parks earlier today. I know that Super Enthused has been working. I know that Chris has been working. Nola's been working. Kennedy Rain, what's up? It's weird, actually, Christy, to see you on my chat, because usually at this time of night I'm on your chat. How's it going with the whole CrossFit thing? I tried one day of CrossFit about a year ago. I'm still recovering. I'm not a strong man. I'm a tender man making a tender forecast. So, guys, I really kind of just wanted to go into what's going on with 2019, what happened at the end of 2018, what it means for this channel, and a couple of big things that are coming up for the future. So bear with me. I might get lost from the whole chat thing for a couple minutes. If you say something and I don't catch you, the easiest way to make me notice you is to put it all in boldface caps and just write the same thing over and over and over again. Don't do that. So end of 2018, for those of you that do not know, there's some craziness around here in Orlando, but in life around these parts particularly. The room I'm in right now was recently rebuilt. This room is about 3 weeks old, 4 weeks old maybe. We had taking things back to Dragon Con in Atlanta, late August, very early September of this year. Some of us in the chat right now are familiar with it. Tampa J was there with me, as was Christy's husband, Jacob, Adam, and Greg. We went up to Dragon Con and had a great time. Right around there, though, this bathroom right over here, which had been installed by the previous owner of the house, flooded and destroyed the entire downstairs of this home. So we went back and forth for a while. The insurance got involved, and everyone was good about it. These things take time. If you've ever been a homeowner who's had to file some sort of claim, you know that this stuff takes forever to get done. So while that was all being taken care of, there was a car accident involving my wife and my daughter. My daughter was basically fine. She got a little banged up. Kids heal very quickly, though. My wife did not heal quickly. My wife was actually not going to heal, period. She had some pretty significant back injuries as part of that accident. And she has been sidelined ever since then. I'm not going to go into the details of it because there's ongoing medical and legal ease that I don't really feel I should be throwing out there to the general public, other than to just say that it's been difficult. She could not participate a lot in the last 4 months of our lives, and it's hurt her not being able to participate. It's made me very exhausted. And if you've been following this channel, you may have noticed that the updates really came to a huge stop. Since that wreck, I think I've put up 4 or 5 actual episodes of Splorin, and then the rest of it has been like live stream type stuff or in between episodes, little things. Sawyer, what's up? Good to see you. Let's see, Mike tried. Hey, buddy. See who else is in here. Forgive me. I'll jump back in. Alma, what is going on? I just want to make sure that I see everyone who's here and say hello. Be a gracious host, if you will. So November. Actually, it's funny. Every time that I get together with Jacob, something seems to go crazy. Christy, have you noticed that in your world too? November, Jacob was in town. He and Sean from Negro Orlando and myself got together one night, went downtown Orlando to Bar Hop, which is funny because none of us are drinkers generally. Came home, packed up my stuff, and the next morning we moved into a hotel for 3 weeks. And that was the beginning of the Christmas season, which just never really got back onto track. So I've put out, I want to say, 5 full episodes of Splorin in the last several months, and I'll be the first to say generally most of them weren't all that great. It's not the kind of stuff that generally I feel overly proud of. There are some things like the one that I did at Gaylord Palms for Christmas Ice that I was really enjoying because it's a Christmas story and it's Gaylord Palms, and I love both of those things. But things like the Christmas lights where Tampa Jay and Sean and I went to, that I'll be the first to say I've already done that video. I did that one because I want to put out a video from that place every year as a bit of a time capsule. They've just been lesser areas. They're not as big and extravagant. And honestly, I've been wanting to put out things that are more unusual. Things like the Greenwood Cemetery and the Mysteries of Orlando series. There's just no time to do it. I've been trying to keep up with things and on the phone with the hubs. Hang on. Love the ice video. Thanks, guys. I appreciate that. And I had a lot of fun making those elsewhere. Hey, I see you in there. Good to have you along. Staying in touch with the fans is awesome. I do the videos going through it. You are awesome. Thank you, sir. I do appreciate it. So 2018 came to a close, and there are a few creators that I'm extremely close with that we talk every single day, probably about 6-7 times a day. And lately, Tampa J, Jackie from Super Enthused, Greg from Adventures by George, and Greg's Game Room, which, by the way, if you haven't seen Greg's Game Room lately, you have to check it out. The arcade one-up machines, I don't know if you've seen these things or not. There's these, they look like 3/4 scale arcade games, classic arcade games. They've got the original graphics and all that on them. He sort of like became the authority on those things. And he's been putting out these videos, and within like 3 minutes, the whole damn world is watching him. 10,000 views immediately. So if you haven't checked out his station, even if you're not into the arcade one-up stuff, it's worth checking out because it's insane how quickly this is growing. And then Sean from Negro Orlando. So the 5 of us have been really trying to support each other a lot over the last several weeks. And there's other groups that I talk to, everyone. Let's see. Everyone gives a link up to watch when you're done here. Storytelling show. I'm not sure what Jackie just posted, but I've actually never had to allow a link before. Go figure. But thank you, I think. There's other groups that I talk to quite a bit, but that little group of 5 of us has really been trying to help each other with making 2019 a bigger deal. And Jackie is just growing exponentially. She did a video with Adam, I don't know, 2 weeks ago, something along that line. She was already having exponential growth, but that just took off. Sean is kind of in the same place that I am right now, I think, where he's kind of second guessing what path he's been on and looking to take a few more chances in 2019. So he's got some big things that are coming up. Like I said, Greg's just been blowing it out of the water. And Tampa J, who is in here, he is like everybody's best friend. I gotta say, and I'm not trying to embarrass you here, Jay, Tampa J is like the nicest dude in the world. I don't know anybody that doesn't like Jay. A couple of people like him too much, and that creeps me out a little bit. But Mark Fun Jones, what's up, dude? But we've all got some big things that we're making happen for 2019. So I just wanted to take a couple minutes to kind of go into what's going to happen on this channel and a couple of other things that are moving on right now. I've been trying to keep this under wraps for a while, but unfortunately, it's starting to leak out a little bit. I created a couple of social media accounts that were not Splorin related, and unfortunately, a whole bunch of people have already noticed them and started linking up with them. So I feel like I should probably explain what's going on. There is an account on Instagram, on YouTube, on Facebook, and on Twitter for something called Limelight DIY. And Limelight DIY is a podcast that I am working on for 2019. I don't want to go too far into it yet. There's going to be a much more official announcement for what Limelight is going to be. And what's up? I'm sorry, I just now noticed you there. My bad. And Time Chaser too. Hello. Limelight DIY is going to be a podcast that'll be launching over the next couple of weeks. I was hoping to have it going this past weekend, but my wife had a surgery, and as ambitious as I was, it just didn't happen. But the podcast is not going to be a YouTube podcast. It will have some YouTube connotations. It'll have some YouTube content, but what the podcast is going to be is a podcast for independent creators, be it on YouTube, be it other podcasters, be it unsigned magicians, possibly magicians, unsigned musicians, public speakers. Basically, it is a podcast designed for the independent creator of any type. Filmmakers, by the way, is a big one that I want to hit, who are looking to jump out and kind of build their platform in 2019 and beyond. But these are for people that don't necessarily have the same resources or the same connections that a lot of us and a lot of you have enjoyed to help catapult them there. So there's going to be some interviews with people who have made it, people who are making it, people who have, this is going to sound terrible but true, failed miserably. It's going to be actionable tips each and every week on what it takes to build to the next level of building your own platform. So that is sort of my big 2019 thing. Splorin is not going away. Splorin was never meant to be a full-time thing. Well, thank you, Jackie. Splorin was never meant to be a full-time thing. Splorin was never meant to be the moneymaker. Splorin was never meant to make me quit my job. I am a father, a husband, a homeowner. The idea of quitting my job for YouTube scares the hell out of me. And I know there are some people who are in this chat that are much braver than I am on that level. Excuse me one second while I flip a switch here. Who are much braver than I am and who are making the journey. There's a couple people here who have actually made that jump, and I sincerely respect that. But those people are also much more committed to the whole YouTube thing than I am. What does that mean for YouTube, though? This podcast is going to be an actual podcast. I've podcasted before. I've been lucky enough to have interviewed a lot of the podcasting greats in a former life. Pat Flynn, the good folks, Mike Rowe, people like that. And before I was in podcasting, way back when, I was in major market radio. I was with the big rock station in Cleveland on Clear Channel for several years, and before that, I was with WTAM, the big one, which was the news station out of Cleveland that on a clear night can be heard in Phoenix. So radio is my background, broadcasting is my background, and writing is my background. So this is the natural evolution of that. The podcast will be available on iTunes, on Stitcher, on Podbean, the usual places, Google. But 2 to 3 weeks, I'm still kind of experimenting with it, 2 to 3 weeks after a particular interview goes out on the podcast format, there will be a video version of it up on YouTube, and it will not be here on Splorin. Splorin and Limelight are going to be two completely different things. Splorin is going to continue to be the creative outlet. It's a chance for me to show some of the cool places that I've been blessed enough to go see myself. Splorin will continue to be the place where I can be a little more casual with things. Splorin will be the place where I can connect with friends more often. Limelight is going to definitely be I don't want to say the business account, but it is going to be much more structured and much more formal. But at the same time, I want to make sure that it holds on to the same personality that I hope I always hold on to, which is I want to be able to talk to everybody and have these conversations. I absolutely love being able to connect with you guys. The Kennedy Rain I Love podcast, as do I. I've been listening to podcasts for years. At the moment, I am really, and I say at the moment, but it's been a couple of years now, really huge into the Tim Ferriss show, the Kevin Rose show, Mike Rose, The Way I Heard It. If you haven't heard Mike Rose, The Way I Heard It, it is 7 minutes or so each week of little amazing stories, true stories. It's great. So I'm hoping to have that up by the end of January. I'll be releasing several episodes all at once, and then from that point on, staggering them out one per week. That is the plan at this point. I don't want to officially release any of them until I have 4 of them ready to go. 3 of them will be released at once, and then I'll start releasing them one per week afterwards. What I'm going to ask from all of you, and this is a huge ask, real quick, Greg's Game Room, just joining us right now. This is the station I was talking about. Greg, we just talked about you. I will try to join the podcast. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate that. What I'm going to ask from all of you, and there will be a much more official announcement for this whole thing coming up in the next couple of weeks. What I'm going to ask is, when the station goes live over at Limelight DIY, it would be an absolute honor, and it would make my day if you could subscribe to the station. If you could, when it airs, go take a listen on iTunes or Stitcher or Podbean or Google, whatever podcast platform you prefer. And at that point, if you can give me an honest review, thumbs up, thumbs down, any kind of feedback is absolutely huge, and I really would appreciate it. And I was very hesitant to even bring any of this up tonight because I didn't want to throw this out there and then nothing happens for the next 2 weeks. But it started leaking out a little bit, so I kind of felt like I should probably get out in front of it before people started making up their own version, because I've already had a couple people say, hey, I hear you're doing a podcast where you're going to be talking about other YouTubers. No, not the deal. I'm not going to be asking YouTubers, hey, what do you think of this person or that person? Or what do you like about YouTube? That's stuff you can get on their own channels. When we talk to YouTubers, it's going to be specifically, hey, you did this. How did you do this? What did you learn from that? And what are you going to tell people that they should learn from you? It's going to be actionable stuff, and it's not going to be YouTube every single day. So that's what's coming up. I'm hoping to get Splorin back on track in about 3 weeks. Until then, I'm going to maybe release 2 more episodes, but my wife is currently upstairs in bed recovering. I'd like to say recovering comfortably, but that would be overstating it greatly. No, I appreciate that, Christy. Batman will be the ending discussion of every podcast. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No, Batman, Darth Vader, all that stuff. My wife is upstairs trying to recover right now, and that is my priority over the next couple of weeks. We are told that if all goes well, next week she should get back to the point where she can walk for more than a couple of minutes at a time. We'll see. There's already a couple things that are concerning us a little bit. So a lot of what I do for the next couple of weeks will depend on her health, as well as on my kids. My kids are 8 and 4, which, as anyone in this chat who has kids can tell you, 4-year-old little girls and 8-year-old little boys are weird and wonderful, but mainly weird. And they take a lot out of you. And I'm really tired right now, but that's okay. Funnel Cake Fart has joined us. I know who that is. I think. I mean, I see Mark Fun Jones in here at the same time, so. I'm actually hoping to maybe get out to the Disney parks this weekend with the kids to get them out of the house. As some of you know, I've sworn off the whole theme park vlogging thing. I might still appear in other people's theme park vlogs, but I think that's going to be it for that for a while. So in the meantime, guys, like I said, Splorin is going to continue, just probably going to be a few weeks before it can continue in its entirety. I want to say thank you to all of you who have subscribed to the channel, all of you who have supported, all of you who keep jumping into these chats, which is absolutely huge to me. I'm reading through all these names, and it's funny. The names that I'm seeing in the chat are people that 2 years ago, by far and large, I did not know. There's a couple people on here that Greg and I have actually been making videos for 2 years. Come the week after next. I've known Nola Deej and Chris from online roughly about the same amount of time, maybe slightly more than that. But when I look at names on here like Tampa J and Jackie and Aaron and Alma and Bob and Ashley and Christy, and these are names that I would not have known generally a year or two ago, and you all mean the world to me, and I'm not just saying that. I mean, you guys are genuinely good people, friends, and I appreciate all of you, and I just want you to know that. So, because I hate to just ramble at you guys and cut it, what kinds of things would you like to see covered in Splorin or in Limelight? Let's open it up to the floor, if you will. And how's this microphone, by the way? This is the Samson Meteor mic. It is a USB mic, so it doesn't need to go into the USB board. Sorry, the USB board, the audio board that I'm using here. It goes directly into the computer now. Sometimes USB mics can be a little off. Well, let's see. Let's see. Face to face, but I absolutely love your brother. Definitely love the friendship that we have built. You as well, Chris. You as well. Looks very professional. Well, thank you very much. Actually, if you haven't seen, let me show you real quick what we're speaking into tonight. This is the Samson Meteor mic. It is a self-contained USB mic. Pop everything up. And forgive me if it's making noises while I'm bouncing it around. I'm hoping the pop filter is keeping it from sounding like this. Gives me the voice of an angel. Why, thank you very much. I used to do announcing. Not good announcing, but announcing nonetheless. Now I just rest my head on the soft surface of my pop screen. And get the new webcam up there as well. I figure if I'm going to be doing this, I might as well do it the right way. I should probably get this thing out of the shot a little bit more, shouldn't I? This is where it's all going to happen for Limelight in terms of Splorin. Probably just jumping on here once in a while to make announcements. You won't see the setup very often. Forgive me, I've got stuff spread out all over the guest room bed right now because I'm trying to still fix the house. Let's see what we have. Voice of an angel, that could be your autograph title. Well, you know what? I was actually the other day reading through the online story of the man with the golden voice. Does everyone remember the man with the golden voice? He was a homeless guy. I want to say 2000 and I don't know, somewhere between 2010 and 2014. A homeless guy that got found on the side of the road. Had a amazing voice. I guess he used to be in radio, and unfortunately, he kind of lost everything due to drugs and alcohol. But he made the news again for a small thing the other day, and I was kind of reading, guy got accused of relapsing. It doesn't look like he did. It looks like he actually just got taken advantage of by a poor manager. Ended up nearly homeless again, but the last 2 years he's built himself back up, and he's broadcasting using those pipes, and really proud of the guy. Let's see. Be happy to do a podcast with you. I get more detail later on. I missed some of the information you provided tonight. Yeah, Chris, the podcast is not really going to be a YouTube thing. There will be some YouTubers on there, and it'll definitely involve lessons that can be spread to YouTube. But it's going to be for YouTubers. It's going to be for filmmakers. It's going to be for independent musicians and magicians, as I stumbled over the word. It's going to be for other podcasters, public speakers, really anyone who is looking to build their own platform that might not have the money, the resources, or the connections to just spring to the top themselves without a little bit of help. And it's going to be talking to people who have already made it, people who are in the process of making it, or people who have probably had a very rough time of it and might have a good lesson to learn from that. Let's see what else we got. Nice pipes, bro. Well, I appreciate that. Can you do Sheen? Can I do some Sheen? Can I do some Charlie Sheen? After all, the voice is it's pure Sheen. It's full of wizard blood. Charlie Sheen is really just a little bit of a higher pitched version of Jack Nicholson and maybe a little bit of Johnny Carson. Can my channel get a shout out for, well, yeah, I'm going to do that in a minute for obvious reasons. I try to have a thing like Art Bell or Paul Harvey. Yeah, actually, Paul Harvey was a bit of an influence when I first got into radio. I'll be honest with you, my biggest influence was David Letterman. Second biggest was Johnny Carson. But when you start drilling down, Paul Harvey was definitely an influence on mine. I understand, by the way, that Rebel Red, it's her birthday today. So if you haven't already checked it out, you can actually go onto Rebel Red's channel. And she put up a video today. It's from a British version of the dollar store, Pound City, I want to say it was called, which means something different over here. You'll probably get a lot of views from people who are in America and want to see a video called Pound City, but maybe it's Pound World. I don't know. Either way, it means something completely different over here. Let's see what other comments we've got going on right here. Christian Slater. Yeah. What happened to Christian Slater? Actually, when I get a cold, I can actually do a pretty good Optimus Prime. In the beginning, there was the cube. So I don't have a cold right now, so. Let's see. Thank you, Jackie Paul Harvey. Hi, Jackie Tampa J. Oh, Presidential Taurus, Michael. Michael, my sincerest condolences to you, sir. I saw your post earlier today, man. I don't want to share what it is on here unless you want to, Mike. I don't want to make it everyone else's business. But Greg Stott, what's up, brother? How's the little ones? They look like they are growing up into fine young ladies. Movie Mania Nick joining us. Nick had a rather amusing review a couple days ago. Actually, Nick, I gotta say, when you find a good movie, those are good. When you find a bad movie, those are really good. Let's see what else we have on here. Pound City sounds like a video I rented from the local video store when I turned 18. You know what was the big video when I turned 18? Or, I might have been slightly older, like 19 or 20. What was that video with Nev Campbell? Wild Things, that's what it was. I used to work at a drugstore that also had a video rental service. And we used to get the kids coming in and trying to rent Wild Things. I think it was called Wild Things. Nev Campbell. If that's, you'll know what movie I'm talking about if you've seen it. It was horrible. It was really a bad movie. Let's see what else we've got going on here. We have better get going. Y'all have a good night. Chris, have a good night, my friend. They're doing weighing over 10 pounds. Hey, Victoria, what's up? How's things going over there in Canada? Some movies are so bad they are good. Yes, and the best ones for Nick are the ones that are not so bad that they are good. They're just so bad that they are bad. Wild Things. Okay, so it was Wild Things. Okay. Wild Things is the one with the chick coming into the pool. That would be the only part of that movie that anybody remembers, I think. Didn't Wild Things also have Sarah Michelle Gellar? No, I don't believe it did. That was the other one. I know what you're talking about. That was the other one. My phone just beeped. I think that is a chat that I'm in talking about this. Let's see. Remember, I always like Poundland as well as Poundland. That's what it was. It wasn't Pound City. Charlie Sheen's ex-wife. Can't get away from Charlie Sheen tonight. We just can't get away from Charlie Sheen. That's pure Sheen. Cruel Intentions, Jackie. Yes, thank you, Jay. That was the one. That was a horrible movie. Denise Richards, Bob and Ashley. That would be the one that was in that awful movie too. You know what? The other one that came out that I used to watch all the teenagers try to rent was what's the name of the woman? Her last name was Tilly. Jennifer Tilly. Was it Jennifer Tilly or Meg Tilly? It was one of the two of them with Gina Gershon. And I don't remember what it was called, but the kids used to come in and try to rent that one too. And they'd be, all red in the face and, I'm renting this for my mom. Yeah, if your mom is into smoking crack and making out with other chicks. Good times, guys. Jennifer Tilly. That was Jennifer. Okay, it was Jennifer Tilly. What was that movie called? That was another awful movie. Ryan, what's the best movie that I've ever seen? Ooh. That's a tough one, Mike. I don't have an answer for you. With me, most movies are either really good or just plain bad. I'm a big fan of Mystery Science Theater 3000. Manos in the Hands of Fate might have been the one that I put on there. Chuck Lady, Showgirls. Showgirls was not the one, but Showgirls was, I believe, awful too. I don't think I ever actually made it through Showgirls. Super Enthusiast has been an awful lot of awful movies. That is correct. Actually, I remember I'm 40. So when I was in the later years of high school was the prime years of a couple things that some of you younger folks might not remember. We've all heard about Skinamax. Everyone's made those jokes, but there was also a thing called USA Up All Night with Rhonda Shear, which would show a lot of those awful, awful movies, and then they'd headed them down to make them slightly more palatable. A lot of those movies ended up on there. I gotta ask though, for all of you that are of my age or similar, who used to watch any of the old 90s TV, how many of you remember the Pure Mood soundtrack infomercial or commercial that would air like every 15 minutes? That was awesome. Pure Mood soundtrack still brings me back. Let's see. Showgirls was one of the worst movies ever for sure. Yep, I've heard that. Best one for me. Deathstalker films. I've never actually seen the Deathstalker films because I've heard that they're really bad. I feel like this discussion has turned into horrible movies featuring nudity. Well, I mean, yeah, there you go. I'm 41 right there with me, man. Yep. Samurai Cop. I've heard of that one. I haven't seen it. Queen of the Damned is a movie. Logically, I know is awful, but still live with my heart. You know what I will say about Queen of the Damned? Queen of the Damned had a damn good soundtrack to it. David Draymond, I believe Jonathan Davis from Korn wrote or composed everything on there. Let's see what else. Rocky Horror Picture Show. I don't like that movie. I know I'm definitely in the minority. I don't like Rocky Horror. Let's see. Yanni. Okay. Julie Brown. Yep. Julie Brown. Yep. Pure Moods. My mom bought that. We all love Pure Moods. Hey, yo, yeah. I don't remember what that song was called, but everyone remembers that Native American guy going, hey, yo, hey. Pure Moods. Let's see. Oh, it's a good topic of conversation. Kentucky Ranger. How do y'all like in the stream? Well, thank you very much, sir. Tip of the hat to you, sir. Jim Adams. Tip of the hat to you as well. Rebel Red. I've seen all the band movies except for The Room. I didn't see The Room, but I saw the movie about The Room. I've seen a lot of horrible movies. Toxic Avenger. Actually, Bob and Ashley, it's funny you bring up the Toxic Avenger. There is on my channel and on Greg's channel, Greg's Game Room, but his other channel, Adventures by Greg. Greg did an interview with the gentleman that created Toxic Avenger. He is actually a really funny dude. I don't like the movie either, but it was funny. Let's see. Nolan Deej, catch you later, sir. Cage Heat was stupid. Drive and you know what? I haven't seen it either, but I'm well aware what that one's about from all the people who made fun of it. The Disaster Artist, that's the one. That was a good movie. The Adventures of Pluto Nash was listed as a bad movie. Okay, see, I've never actually seen almost any of the Eddie Murphy movies from the 90s on. Let's see. Lloyd Kaufman. Yes, thank you, sir. That was Lloyd Kaufman. He was a good dude. He's a funny guy. Shark in Venice. Have not seen Shark in Venice. Nope. Karen Story, what's up? Good to see you. Sherry, it's good to see Spaceballs. Oh, Spaceballs is a great movie. Again, anyone who is my age or around my age, I'm pretty sure can quote you line for line all of Spaceballs. Spaceballs, Robin Hood, Men in Tights, which I did not think was an equal movie to Spaceballs. I think Spaceballs was the last truly good Mel Brooks film. But Robin Hood was definitely the last one before it just went into the gutter. Let's see. What else do we got going on here? Embrace of a Vampire. Have not seen it. Princess Bride. Fantastic movie. Fantastic movie. Troll 2 has Greg's vote for best of the worst. I have not seen the entire thing, but I have seen enough of it to know exactly why it has the reputation it has. Spaceballs was good. I bought it. Yeah, I own it too. Robin Hood is hilarious. I liked a lot of Robin Hood, and to me, I saw the beginning of the end. Spaceballs. Hot Shots was brought up with Charlie Sheen. Hot Shots, man, I got a love-hate relationship with Hot Shots, if I'm being entirely honest. Hot Shots, when I saw the previews in the theater, I thought, wow, this movie is going to be fantastic. And the preview was absolutely hilarious. And then I went to see the movie, and I realized that they put all the funny moments in the trailer. And then Hot Shots Part 2 came out, and it was awful. But Lloyd Bridges was in it. Saving grace right there. Vampire in Brooklyn, Eddie Murphy. Yep, couldn't get through it. Leprechaun, couldn't get through it. Let's see. Porky's. That is a classic. Let's see. Who the guy's combing the desert? Oh, do I know who the guy is that's combing the desert? Yeah. Okay, go ahead, Greg. I'll let you finish that one. Let's see. The Classic Brothers and Working Men. Working Men was great. Charlie Sheen is very good, but a little bit more nasally. Can't think of one. Oh, well. It's because he doesn't have a septum anymore. It's just all one big hole. Let's see what else we got. Airplane, The Jerk. Oh, The Jerk was so good. Actually, Airplane, Elsewhere. You'll enjoy this. I've got my son agreeing with me that the two greatest comedies of all time, one is Airplane, One is The Naked Gun. So proud of him. 8 years old. And he loves both of those movies. Let's see. Cumberbund and Orion, the two pirate robbers before. We ain't found shiz. Young Guns. Young Guns, I only saw Young Guns for the first time about 3 months ago. The Jerk is a classic, as is The Man with Two Brains. Young Guns 2 is my fave. There's a Young Guns 2. They didn't really end that in a place where you think that they could pick it up for a sequel. Three Amigos. I bought Three Amigos for $3 the other day. And Movie Mania, Nick, you're the one that I need to talk to about this one. You know what movie I am still trying to pick up on DVD, but I refuse to just order it off of Amazon? My Blue Heaven. Anybody remember My Blue Heaven with Steve Martin and Rick Moranis? I'm one of like 3 people that loves that movie. Let's see. I got Busted by My Mom. Watching Porky is not good. Giant Worms Under the Desert. Crap. I can't remember what that was. Tremors. Blazing Saddles. A true classic. Throw movie titles. Tremors. Yep. See, someone else got it. There's a British movie called With Nail. I have not seen that one. Caveman. I have not seen that one. Dude, I think Anne. I don't know what that means. My Blue Heaven. See, Tampa J seen it. Great movie. My Blue Heaven bored you? Oh, Greg. That's awesome. Let's see. Everybody thumbs up the stream, then commence the movie talking. Yes, thank you. Yeah, thumbs up the stream. I don't know what that does for a live stream, but sure, great. Thank you. I'm having a good hair day today. And by that, I mean I don't look like Conan O'Brien with the usual thing going on. What else we got? Loved Caveman. Okay, you guys all know Caveman. I cannot picture Caveman. No, that's Encino Man I'm thinking of, which I didn't like. Maximum Overdrive. Never actually saw all of Maximum Overdrive, but it did have a fantastic soundtrack by AC/DC. Kentucky Fried Movie. Okay, Earl, let's talk Kentucky Fried Movie for a minute. Kentucky Fried Movie is one of the greatest movies of all time, and so few people know about it. And it's not one of the funniest movies. It's funny, don't get me wrong. But Kentucky Fried Movie, if it wasn't out, we never would have had Airplane. We never would have had Spaceballs. We probably never would have had Ghostbusters. Shelley Long and Ringo Starr. See, I should remember that because I do like Shelley Long, even though I think you can grate onions on her teeth. That's not nice. Let's see. Weekend at Bernie's. Weekend at Bernie's I liked. I'm one of the few people that like Weekend at Bernie's 2 better. Ghostbusters is the favorite movie ever. I actually did know that, Jay. Kentucky Fried Movie was very risque. It was. And there was a lot about it I thought was superfluous and unnecessary. Excuse me. But it launched careers that gave us the classics. Let's see. Caveman with a pike went into a pile of poop. Don't know what that means, but okay. Dennis Quaid is in Caveman. You know what Dennis Quaid was also in that was awesome was Inner Space. Inner Space was a fantastic Dennis Quaid movie. We've been doing this for 45 minutes. This was supposed to be an update on 2019, and it's turned into a good/bad movies from the 80s and 90s conversation, and I'm entirely comfortable with that. Loaded Weapon 1. I don't remember that one. Wait. Yes, I do. That was the Lethal Weapon parody, right? Man, it's been forever. I forgot about that. Let's see. Wayne's World 2. Definite classics. Howard the Duck was so awful was funny. I'm going to agree with you. I had the graphic novel that came out with that. Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle. I have not actually seen that, but the hot dog place that they go to, Hot Dog Heaven, that it was a very small part of the movie cameo. That was in my neck of the woods back in Cleveland, and I missed that greatly. Not the Hot Dog Heaven that I went to in Orlando, just coincidentally the same name. Let's see. Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Great. I'm going to go with Monty Python now for something completely different as my favorite Monty Python, but Holy Grail is the one that got me into Monty Python. Lucas' biggest regret. Inner Space was great. Yes, it was. Did you see Adam the Woo's video today? Top Gun filming locations. I'm excited for Maverick. I did not see the video yet. I have been otherwise indisposed all day. I saw that one popped up. I figure I'll watch. Now, you're excited for Maverick. Now, when you're saying Maverick, are you talking about Maverick from Top Gun? Are you talking about Maverick, the TV show, or Maverick, the movie? It could be a lot of different things. What movie is great from the 80s, Alma? Enemy Mine. I have not seen it. I have not seen it. Free Jack, have not seen it. Coming to America, definitely have seen it. I believe it's actually in the cabinet behind me. Let's see, Back to the Future. I am one of the biggest Back to the Future fans that you'll come across. I have worn out 3 Back to the Future VHS tapes in elementary and middle school, and I have worn out 2 DVDs and a Blu-ray. I'm on like my 7th copy of Back to the Future right now. Hot Dog Heaven. Let's see, Pauly Shore. I did not like anything Pauly Shore has ever been in, including his mother. Throw Mama Off the Train. Danny DeVito and that weird-looking woman that looks like a foot. Yeah. Top Gun 2. Good grief. Yeah, I forgot they're doing that. The Maverick movie was awesome. I'm going to agree with you, Chris. Maverick movie was awesome. Very underrated film. Enemy Alive, Change. Yep, haven't seen it. I'll have to go back and watch it. You like it stuttering? I'll have. Let's see who else has one. Karate Kid, definitely a classic. I'm gonna go with Karate Kid 2 over Karate Kid 1. Freddy Krueger, Nightmare on Elm Street. I have never been huge into any of these slasher films, although I do like Robert Englund's work quite a bit. I think it's the comedy aspect more than the horror. I don't like blood. I'm not squeamish about it. It just doesn't do anything for me. The Highlander. Okay, better Highlander. Duncan or Connor? The Lathe of Heaven was great. Haven't seen it. Goonies, yep. Outsiders, yes. Back to the Future's theories. How many times has Doc saved Marty in different scenes? Interesting. That is a good question, Bob and Ashley, and one that I've never had posed before. Best movie ever made is You've Got Mail. I have not seen that one, Kitchy. I remember it came out in a period of time where if I saw a rom-com, I would have gotten my ass kicked. Should probably go back and watch it. I'm sure it's on Netflix. I love the cast. Girl Interrupted. I've never seen the entire thing. I've just seen bits and pieces. Talladega Nights. I did not like Talladega Nights. Favorite Jim Varney movie. Beverly Hillbillies, believe it or not. Cole the Conqueror. Wow, yes, that takes it back. Let's see. Terminator was mind-blowing in 84. Yep. Terminator 2, of course, we all had. Conan, I've got that upstairs. Love that movie. Let's see. Kimberly Connor, the original. Yep, Connor McLeod. Let's see. Cobra. I never actually saw all of Cobra. Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks is in so many of my favorite movies. Forrest Gump is my second favorite movie, probably. Joe versus the Volcano. Yes. See, very few people remember Joe versus the Volcano. That was a weird movie. Duncan is a hottie. I'm going to have to take your word for it. Big crush on Owen Megan Ryan in the back in the day. We all did. How many DeLoreans in 1955? How many DeLoreans are in 1955 and Back to the Future 3? I'll have to get back to that one. Mac and Me, never saw it. American Beauty, I saw it. It was good. House of Cards, never saw it. Time After Time, I've never seen it. Mac and Me, yep, don't remember. I remember what it was. I just never saw it. Meet the Spartans. I don't remember if I've seen that one or not. Greg's Game Room, we're talking about how many DeLoreans are used. Good one, Gale, Time After Time. The Usual Suspects, great movie. All About the Luggage. Is that a real movie? Not the Game Right. 16 Candles, good movie. Kaiser Soze, yep, great. Mermaids with Cher, never seen it. Did have a good cast, Cher and Christina Ricci, right after she finished doing Wednesday Addams, I believe. Pulp Fiction, great, of course. Tucker and Dale versus Evil, have not seen it. Greatest movie ever made. Emmett Otter Jug Band Christmas debate is over with his washboard. Yes. Actually, Kimberly, I am going to challenge you when this video is done to, in YouTube, Go look up the Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas bloopers video. It will change your life. Frank Oz is a comedic genius. Let's see. What else did we got on Groundhog's Day and Stripes? Yes, Groundhog's Day. I watch it every year on Groundhog's Day. The Incredible Mr. Limpet. Yeah, I understand that they're supposed to be remaking that. I don't know why, though. Hey, the Harvey Five, what's up? Let's see. Jurassic Park, great movie. I actually thought part 2 was interesting. Never saw it time after time. Shawshank Redemption, yes. Film in my neck of the woods at the Mansfield Reformatory. I have actually done a ghost hunt in there. I used to be affiliated loosely with Taps from Ghost Hunters. Did a ghost hunt there and was actually able to get something to turn a light on and off on command. Very haunted, very real haunting there. Fast Times at Ridgemont High, never seen the entire movie, believe it or not. Something always pulls me out halfway through. Favorite Star Trek movie, going to go with Wrath of Khan. The Wizard, never saw the whole thing. Little Shop of Horrors, fantastic movie. Dirty Dancing, never saw the whole thing. And there you come rapid fire now. Nick also, I don't know what that is. Heathers was good, yeah. Rocky 1, 2, and 3, yep. Then we duck out in time for the whole Tommy Gunn crap. To Kill a Mockingbird, classic, yep. What About Bob is awesome. What About Bob? Very underrated, although still very popular Bill Murray movie. But Bill Murray at his best, no doubt. North by Northwest, never seen the entire thing. The Birds, yes, if you're into the classics, it is great. District 9. District 9 really surprised me. Favorite Batman movie, 1989 is probably my favorite movie ever. That is not a Back to the Future movie. Let's see. Wes Anderson movies, never really got into them too much. Splorin, what's up, Maury? Don't think it's ever more than a timeline. I'm like, Karen looks like they're the same movies. YouTube or The Shining. Shining was good. The second version of The Shining, the TV show, was based off the Stephen King version. I actually like that one more. My life would have been different without Rocky. Yep. Have you ever danced with the devil in the pale moonlight? Oh, it's super fun, but I'm falling asleep. Good night, Jackie. The Postman, great. 2 DeLoreans, love Taps every episode, as did I. Slaughterhouse 5, never seen it. Maury, Karen, moving too quickly now. Michael Keaton, Batman. Michael Keaton is Batman. Canadian Bacon was funny. Ooh, that was, I believe, the last John Candy movie. Favorite Superman movie? I'm going to go with Superman 2, the Donner Cut. Chris the Shredder, let's see. Waterworld, have not seen it, don't plan to. Batman, first time with a movie premiere, yes. The original 1989 was fantastic. See, the thing is, Rebel Red. Feel funny calling you that, but I don't know if you want everyone knowing your real name on here. The thing with that is that it was based off the Stephen King version a lot more. Home Alone, fantastic movie. See it 3 times a year. Uncle Buck, fantastic movie. U-23, Mauricio, Cool Runnings, never saw the entire thing. Favorite NES game, we'll get to that in a minute. Departed, one of my favorite movies. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Departed was fantastic. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest goes without saying. Frequency, underrated movie. I did buy that. It was one of the first DVDs I ever bought was Frequency. Anger Management, did not like it. I liked the beginning of it. I lost out before it was done. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, yeah, definitely. Big Lebowski in Kingpin. I'm going to go with Lebowski over Kingpin, but yes. American Pie. You know what? I was never really into American Pie. Napoleon Dynamite. Liked it. Thought it was overrated, but liked it. Birdcage, underrated movie. But anything with Robin Williams is good. Thoughts on E.T.? E.T. came out when I was 3. Scared the hell out of me. I slept with my head under the covers for the next couple of years. Something About Mary. Good movie. The Beach, never seen it. Favorite Clint Eastwood movie? Unforgiven, probably. Let's see. I thought Kubrick did Stephen King better than Stephen King does Stephen King. I liked it, Gail, but I'd already read the book, so Butterflies Are Free, don't know that one. Frequency was great, couldn't stand Napoleon Dynamite. Awesome movie, Kitchen Travels. Wagons East, that's been a while. AI, good movie. It's been a while since I've seen it. The Theory of Everything, I have not seen it. Any Which Way by Loose, excuse me. Um, yeah, good movie. It's been forever since I've seen that one too. I don't remember much of it. Beautiful Mind. Oh yeah. I'm sorry, it took me a minute. Jaws. Yeah, love-hate relationship with Jaws. Thought it was good. Thought it went on too long. Thought the sequels were terrible. Breakfast Club, good movie. I didn't actually get to see the entire thing straight through until a couple of years ago, and that movie really does make a difference. You have to sit down and watch it all the way through and pay attention to catch everything. Whew, anybody said The Burbs? The Burbs was good. Burbs was weird though. Burbs was very weird. Unforgiven, yes, loved Unforgiven. Ace Ventura, Bill and Ted, have always loved those movies. Ace Ventura was surprisingly good to me. Bill and Ted, fantastic. Didn't like the second one. Bandersnatch, the original Bandersnatch or the most recent Bandersnatch Netflix thing. Money Pit, man, it's been forever. Yes. John scared the crap out of me. Like, here's a question: like Super Mario Brothers movie, I liked it at the time. You know what? I thought Super Mario Brothers at the time was enjoyable. Going back and rewatching it is pretty difficult now. The World According to Garp. Oh, there's a classic. Monty Python's The Meaning of Life. Love The Meaning of Life. Fantastic movie. Bandersnatch on Netflix. Haven't had a chance to watch it yet, but it is on the list. Breakfast Club. Yes. The Program. I don't remember which one the program was. Still getting through it. Most recent one, Black Mirror. Black Mirror is actually pretty good. Event Horizon. Never seen it. Thanks for coming by, Jay. The original Poltergeist. Again, great movie. Sophie's Choice. Let's see. Ashley, the Poltergeist, Sophie's Choice. Yeah. And you know what? I hate to say this, guys, but at roughly an hour in, I'm going to have to call it because my wife, who, as I mentioned at the top of this, is recovering from surgery and cannot move, is paging me and asking me for help. So I'm going to go ahead and end this live stream. I thank you all for coming by here. I'm going to try to do this again in a couple weeks, and we'll officially announce the podcast. And again, if you've seen Limelight DIY popping up on social media, that is the podcast. It is coming. It's not up yet. It's held in stasis for the time being, but it's coming soon. Have a good night, all. Love you all. Thanks for coming by. This was a lot of fun. We need to do this again. Peace out, all.